I heard the story about the preacher in the backcountry down in the southern part of the United States was taking over this little country church for the first time, and he was up preaching his first sermon. And he said, "Congregation, first of all, this church has got to crawl. And in order for this church to crawl, everybody's got to show up and do their Christian duty. And if everybody will show up and do their Christian duty, this church can begin to crawl." And the congregation understood what the preacher said, and they all responded, "Let it crawl, preacher, let it crawl." He said, "Next, this church has got to get up and walk. In order for this church to walk, everybody has got to tell their Christian story and try to win somebody else. And if everybody will tell their story, try to win someone else, this church can begin to walk." And the congregation understood what the preacher said, and they all responded, "Let it walk, preacher, let it walk." He said, "Next, this church has got to run. And in order for this church to run, everybody has got to divide up, serve on the committees, and do the work of the church. And if everybody will divide up, serve on the committees, do the work of the church, this church can begin to run." And they all understood what the preacher said, and they responded, "Let it run, preacher, let it run." He said, "Finally, this church has got to fly. And in order for this church to fly, everybody has got to reach down deep and give some of their cash. And if everybody will reach deep and give a portion of their cash, this church can begin to fly." And they all understood what the preacher said, and they responded, "Let it walk, preacher, let it walk."